FT skill. The analysis is to run any statistical method you want to run in SPSS. Then we have other menus like the direct marketing, the graphic menu. We have the graph helps you to build a chart, while the utility menu and add-on menu, the Windows menu, while the help menu helps you. You have some topics you want to learn more about a particular topic in SPSS, you go to the help menu. The help menu is found in all software. In all software, you can see the help menu. Whenever you need to read about a particular topic, you go to the help menu. Now, when you look at the help menu, you can see the topic. We have tutorials, we have case study, we have statistical coach, and so on. So any topic you don't understand, you want a deeper understanding of that particular topic, you go to the help menu. Also, before I went offline, I said there are two ways you can bring in data into SPSS. You can either import data into SPSS or you type the data directly on SPSS. Now, let me click on new, on file. The moment I click on file, I have options. On the file menu, I have the options for new. Now, I need a new data set. So I go to the new, I click on data. Now, this will bring a new screen. Now, this will bring a new SPSS screen. Now, whenever you start the SPSS software, two screens pops up. The first screen that you're seeing is an editor screen. The first screen you're seeing is what? Editor screen. Is a what? Are you hearing me?
Yes, editor screen.
Yeah, editor screen. Why the next screen, which I'm going to bring up now, is the viewer screen. The next screen that pops up is the viewer screen. I'm going to bring up the screen now. That's the next screen that also pops up whenever you load the SPSS software. This is the viewer screen. Now, the viewer screen, it holds your results. It holds your analysis. Every analysis you do on the editor screen appears on the viewer screen. So this is a viewer screen. The viewer screen also has similar menu like that of the editor screen. So, but the analysis is done on the editor screen while the result appears on the viewer screen. So these are the two screens that appears the very moment you load the SPSS. Now, as I said previously, that whenever you want to bring in data into SPSS, it can be done in two ways. One, either you type directly into SPSS or you import the data. Now, this is my SPSS screen. Now you look at, see at the bottom of the screen, I have two buttons. The first one is the data view that makes it to view your data set, while the other one is the view. This is where you define your data. When you define your data, it now appears on the data view. The data view is where you type in your data directly. Now, if I want to import data into SPSS, let me start with the first method of bringing data into SPSS, which is importing data into SPSS. Now, let me import the data into SPSS. Before you import data into SPSS, that means the data is available in a particular source. SPSS permits importing data from a variety of sources. Now, when you click on your file menu and you go to open, Now, when you go to open, you click on data. You can see I have four options there: data, syntax, output, and script. Now, what I'm interested in is the data. So you click on data. Now, when you click on data, it brings up the open data dialog box. Now, in this open data dialog box, for you to know the different type of files you can import data from into SPSS, you go to files of type. When I click on this, you can see various types of files that SPSS supported. Now you can see we have SPSS/PC+, we have the system tag, we have the portable, we have Excel. That means we can import data from Excel spreadsheet into SPSS. You can see Lotus and you can see other files in which we can import data into SPSS, even the text file and CSV file. You can import data from this file into SPSS. SPSS supports this type of file type. Now, so these are what my file, the file I want to import into SPSS. I've already saved the file. I've already saved the file in this format. I'm going to import the file. And I'll go to where I saved the file and I'm going to double click it. Now, where I saved the file is already here. So all what I need to do is to double click and load the file into SPSS. So for instance, if I want to print a file from this particular file, all I need to do is to double click and load that particular file into SPSS. Let me double click on this. When I double click on any of this, okay, it's telling me that the file is already opened. Okay, let me open another file. I go to that, I go to file, I go to open, and I click on data. Let me pick another file. Okay, let me assume I want to open this particular file. I don't click on that file. Let me pick open a new window. Now, it brings up this file. It brings up this particular file. It brings up this particular file. It opens this particular file. So the moment you open this particular file, the moment you open the particular file, you can see I've loaded my data into SPSS. Now I can decide to load the data from Excel spreadsheet into SPSS if my data is located in Excel spreadsheet. I can decide to load the data into SPSS if the data is located in Excel spreadsheet. Now, the other way of bringing data into SPSS is by typing directly. Now, let me open this. This is a fresh SPSS screen. Now, if I want to bring in data, the second method of bringing data into SPSS is typing directly. Now, I'm going to click on the variable menu. Now, we have two buttons at the bottom. The first one is data view, the other one is variable view. I've clicked on the variable view. Now, I'm going to type the name of my data set. Now, for instance, let me assume I need something like age. That's my first data set, and I press enter. The very moment I press enter, SPSS will automatically fills up this with a default value. Then I click on the next. Let's assume the next variable is income. I press enter. The very when I type income, I press enter. SPSS automatically fills that with data set. Let's assume the next is, let's say, marital, and I hit enter. The very when I hit enter, SPSS fills that. Now the next, let's assume the next is sex or gender, and I press enter. Now you can see sex or gender is not a numerical variable. Now you can see the data type. SPSS automatically picks numerical variable because it's the default data type. But when I type sex, SPSS also brings up your numerical data type, and sex is not numerical data type. So I can change the data type. How do I do that? You click on this particular small button. There's a small button here. There's a small button here. You click on that small button, it brings up the variable type dialog box. Now, when you look at the variable type dialog box, you have a list of variable types, data types. You have the numerical data types, you have the comma, you have the dot, you have the date, you have the dollar, you have the custom currency. What I'm interested in is, because sex is a string data type, I'm interested in the string data type. All I need to do is to click on the string data type. Then when I click on the string data type, SPSS is going to tell me I have the opportunity to fix the length of the data. Now, if I want the length of the data, depending on what type of string data will be inputted in that particular cell. If the string data will be long, will be lengthy, you have to delete this and type something, let's assume 30. But why is sex? I don't need a lengthy data type. All I need is I can type like 8. 8 is okay. The moment I click on OK, or I click on cancel to cancel the action, so I click on OK. The moment I click on OK, now let's click on the data view to see what we've already done. When I click on the data view, you can see my variable names. I have the age, I have the income, I have the maritas, I have the sex. Now, these are my 4 variables. Now, these are the 4 variables. If I want to go further, now I have the labels. Now, this age, I can decide. Now, when you look, okay, let me type on this. Now, let's insert data into this. Let's assume the first person, the age is 29. I press enter. The next person, the age is 53. And I hit on the enter button. Okay? Okay. I can delete this. Let's go to edit menu and then let's clear that off. Okay. I type 29 and press my tab key. Then when I press the tab key of my keyboard, it takes me to the income cell. Now let's assume this particular person, the income is 120,000 naira. I press the tab key of my keyboard, it takes me to marital cell. Let's assume the person is single, that is 0. Then the next takes me to, okay, let's leave the next cell for now. Let's go to the next cell. Let's assume this person's age is 53. I press the tab key, and let's assume his income is 220,000 naira. Okay. Now the narrator starting, let's say, is married man. Now the moment I press enter, okay, now you can see the age. SPSS is giving me 00. The marital status is giving me 00, which is not in order in respect to the particular variable in that particular cell. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take care of that. I'll click on the variable view. When I click on the variable view, I go to age. Now you can see the decimal cell column. You click on the decimal column, you reduce that, or you type 0 into the decimal column. Now that's for the parameter status. You click on that, you delete the 2 and type 0, or you make use of the up and down arrow button. Now you're going to do that, go to the data view and look at what you've done. Now you can see the age is now 29 and 53. The marital status is 0 and 1. Okay. Now let's go back to the variable view. Now the variable view is where you define your variable, how you want your variable to look like in the data view. The data view is where you only view your data. The variable view is where you define how you want your data to look like. Now, on the label column, you can simply type the respondent age. Respondent's age. Now, SPSS is normally used in a situation whereby you carry out survey. Or SPSS is normally used in a situation whereby you make use of questionnaires. Now, that you make use of questionnaires and you want to record the result of this questionnaire, and you want to carry out analysis on this questionnaires or survey you've carried out. Now, like EViews, another statistical package does not give one the ability to be able to record the questionnaires that is being carried out. Now, one advantage of SPSS is that you can carry out a questionnaire and you can record the results of each participant. You can record the reply or the response of each participant from SPSS and one analysis. Now let's assume this is the respondent stage. Okay, now income, let's assume this is household income. Now it's not mandatory you fill all these columns while running the analysis. It's not necessary. It's just for teaching purpose. It's not mandatory, it's not necessary you fill all those columns. So the marital status, let me write this as marital status. Marital status. And okay, now the string variable. Now let's call this gender. Now, after that, we talk about values. Now, values talk about what do you want to appear, what do you want to actually appear on your data view. I go to the variable view, and this particular age of the respondent, okay, let's leave that the income, the marital status, and the sex. Okay, let's go to this sex. Let's click this. Let's assume we want something like F. We click on F. Click on F for female. I click on add. I click on type M for male. And I click on add. The add button again. Why the spell button? The spell button is used for spelling. You want to consider you're not sure of a particular spelling. You can click the spelling button to confirm the spellings. Then you click on OK. But when you click on OK, you can see this. There's this sex, but when I click on the data view tab and I go to sex, the moment I click on this, you can see a drop down. The first one, female, male, you pick one. The next, female, male, you pick an option. So that is how you can define your data set the way you want it to appear in SPSS. Also, this marital status, I can decide to define the values in this marital status by saying 0 to the single, 0 to be single, I click on add. Then 1 to be married, and I click on add. Well, when I click on that, and I click on OK. If when I go offline, I'm going to send in another link for us to join the class. In the next 5 minutes, I'll be offline, but I'm going to send another link for us to continue the class. Now I've defined the marital status. Now you can see my marital status. Now you can see single, you can see what married. Now, I can decide to say, I don't want to see single, married. I want to see 0, 1. How do I do that? I go to the data menu and I go to view menu and I click on the value label. Now, you can see I unchecked that value label. I can have 016 FM. Now, because when I go to this variable view, I have the value label here. These are the value label when I have 0 for single, 1 for married. And the value label I also have F for female, M for male. So if I don't want to make use of this value label, all I need to do is to go to the view menu and uncheck that in the view menu. I go to data view, I click on the data view, then I go to the view menu and I'm going to uncheck that. But if I want that back, I have to click on the checkbox. Click on the checkbox. So when I click on the checkbox, I'm going to add the 1 value and 0 the single. So the moment you click on it, it brings the single and married. So let me uncheck that. So now I give me 0, 1, F for male, F for female. Now we have missing value. Now, why giving out a questionnaire or why carrying out a survey? There's every tendency for some respondents. There's every tendency for some respondents not to answer some questions. How do you treat that in SPSS? When some respondent did not answer a particular question, you can use what we call missing column to treat that. For instance, for numerical variable, you can, for numerical variable, you click on that and you click on the discrete missing values and you type 999 and click on OK. Now we click on that, then go to the value column. For your value column, you click on that, you type 999 and you type no response. And you click on add and OK. So this is how you take care of missing value for numerical variable. But for string variable, that is text variable, How do you take care of that, of missing value? You click on that, you click on the discrete missing values and you type NR and you click on OK. Then you go to the value cell and click on the value cell. You click on that button and type NR. Simply means no response. So whenever a particular respondent did not respond to a particular question, no response to a particular question, no response will appear on that particular part, and you click on OK. Now, this is how you can input data into SPSS. You type the data directly into SPSS. Now, when you want to use SPSS for survey, when you want to use SPSS for survey, you would have given out your questionnaire. Today, they make use of Google Forms. Now, when you give out a Google Form, the Google Form will be filled in. When we come in next, I'm going to bring up a questionnaire. I'm going to bring up a Google Form, and I'm going to import the data into SPSS. So let's see how we can import data into SPSS from a survey. I'm going to go offline now, and I'm going to send in another link.